So the next job I've got that I should have done when I actually sowed some of the veg is put some markers in. So we've got a really good hardware shop in Pershore, Brown's Home Hardware, and it's a proper hardware shop. Got most things in there. So I've got these just plain tags, and I'm going to go and mark the rows. So I've written up what we got. So there's one row just here of primarily carrots, but I've companion cropped radishes as they grow quicker than carrots, so they're good for marking the row, and cornflower because they will bring phosphorus into the soil to help the carrots have a sweeter flavour. So I've got a marker either end for the carrot and radish, which starts just about here. So I'm going to stick that in the ground there like that. Actually, a bit of an angle, and I can see what's going on. So that's okay there. Now the other end's probably going to be a little bit tricky because it finishes about here, and it's just underneath the fleece, which I desperately do not want to take off like a parachute. So I had marked them. That fleece actually done a really good job. The ground is really warm. I'm really impressed with the fleece. So I'm going to stick that in the ground there, which is all good. Now, while I've got that fleece up, I should have done this as I was walking down before. I'm going to get the spring onion, so that the row starts here. Now let's tuck that in. So it's all good. I'm going to go at the other end and just pop this in here as well. So again, I'd left a mound where the spring onion started. Just gently. Now, if I can just pull this back before the wind gets up again, that should be all good. Now that's okay. What I want to do is make sure that fleece, it's just trying to keep the wind out from the fleece. Now this bit's okay. What I've done down one end is obviously put soil on there, but that makes it pretty tricky to pull the fleece up to water. So I think I'll just put a small bit here. It's really just to stop the wind getting underneath it. So that's okay. And then the other ones I'm going to mark are the potatoes. So there's Colleen and shallot potatoes. Now they're all the way down the other end of the plot. So this is a bit I have to remember. So had I have planned this better before, I would have done this as I was planting, but there we go. It's all a learning curve. So now I know the start is just here because I made a mark where the start is. Now, I haven't really done a lot with the potatoes since planting, to be honest. I did water them in, although I've read that you don't need to water in the potatoes. I suppose as potatoes come from a particularly hot and arid climate, they don't necessarily need that much water, which we're going to find out about at some point. So let's just try and get under here. Now I had put a marker in here with the label, but that's actually, which you can't see, but that's actually gone. Wind out, and then the row I marked a bit further up here as well. So I'm just going to pull this back slightly and then just make a note of where the shallot potatoes end, which was just about there. Put the soil back on the end. Yeah, I definitely need a better way to keep the fleece down, because it does make it pretty awkward to water, but at the moment that's not too much of a problem. So that's it. I just wanted to mark in the rows so I don't forget what I've planted, and then that's going to help, because it's going to get a lot busier soon, over the next few weeks, and certainly into May is definitely sowing and transplanting season. So I'm going to need to remember what I planted and where.